I've got Bridget Huswaite here at the moment until 8 a.m. And joined now, though, in studio is someone that I am looking up to and kind of giving my shout out today for International Women's Day. I admire her for her hard work and fierce morals. She's a politician here in Melbourne for the Animal Justice Party who's fighting for animal rights. She dons Crocs in Parliament, which I love. She does pole dancing like myself. You can hear that I'm a fan. Please welcome Georgie Purcell. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
So, Georgie, firstly, for anyone that doesn't really know what you're about in politics, what is your main aim?
I mean, my main aim in politics is obviously I have a policy agenda for animal protection, but what I'm really trying to do as well is change how Victorian politics, or politics across the spectrum, looks, acts, feels. And so it actually represents society because for so long it hasn't. And so obviously I'm a young woman, I'm the youngest woman in the parliament, and people look to me and think, I can actually do that one day. Young women look at me and think, hey, I don't need to worry about, who I am, what I look like, my past.
Yeah.
I have a future in politics or anything that I want to do.
Well, that's the thing. You do look like the everyday woman of this day and age. Like, you can't see because you're wearing long sleeves at the moment and long pants, but, Georgie, you're covered in tats. Like, you've got tat sleeves, like, legs fully tatted up. I love it. I love the look. And speaking of today for International Women's Day, you've come in wearing a white long sleeve shirt, but it's got writing all over it. Can you explain to us what this is?
Yeah, so today I'm wearing a dress that my friend designed for me, and it's covered in my online abuse since I've received since I've got elected. And I'm doing it to highlight how unsafe the online space is for women. It's one of the biggest risks to women in politics, and it's something we're not doing enough to address. Our parliaments have been highlighted as somewhere where women and staff can, potentially be unsafe. And we've done a lot of work to, fix that. But what we haven't done is addressing, often the place where we're most at risk. We carry it around with us every single day. It's in our pockets, it's in our handbags. And I'm calling on, male politicians to do better, to call it out, to help us stop this. And also for the men online who say this to me and other women, it's a burden that's shared across party lines. To stop doing it, I'm putting a face to it.
Yeah, you really are. I mean, looking at some of the things that have been written on this, can you do a spin if that's okay? I want to see what's on your back as well. Wow, okay, yeah. So, I mean, are we allowed to say some of the stuff, I guess?
I feel like you should because it's such an important...
Are you happy to say these are all real things that people have said to you online, that men have said to you online?
Yeah, absolutely. We actually had a folder of screenshots and we had to pick our favourite.
You spoiled the
choice. In
choice.
quotation marks, and some of them were we didn't put threats on, direct threats because it was too much, but this is everything I've received.
We've got things. You've got right on the front, brain dead bimbo. You've got tatted up trash bag.
Skank.
Yeah. What was the one on the back? It's a gateway to hell. Or what the hell? Seriously. It's so fantastic that you are putting this right in the face of everybody, though. And I am so sorry to hear, obviously, that you had a whole folder to choose from. When you got into politics and you started getting all of this, how do you mentally and emotionally, how do you cope with that?
Yeah, it is really difficult, actually. I spoke on an International Women's Day panel last night, and I think as women, especially on days like today, we talk about all the work we have to do to improve our lives. And it's this big burden of the expectation for us to fix a problem that we're actually not responsible for. So I actually said to that room last night, it's okay to feel the injustice of this. Like, I've had to learn that it's okay to carry this around like a weight with you every day. But the other thing that I do when I'm not feeling like that is call it out like I am now. That's how I deal with it. It gets me down. It absolutely affects me. But I figure if I can disarm these people, if I can take away their power, what they want from me is to be small. They want me to be ashamed. They want me to be quiet. And I'm not going to give them what they want, no matter how difficult it can get.
So let's shift from, the negative that you're dealing with, which is a huge part of it, but the positive changes that you're making as well in the animal world, which is also something that I'm so passionate about. You're a strong vegan. Myself, I'm not vegan yet. I'm veggie.
I'll get you there.
So, yeah. I love my cheese too much. I can't do
That was me. I was like that at one point too.
I can't let go of halloumi. Not yet. You're doing great things for the animal world. At the moment, I've seen on your socials you've been talking about like live export and greyhound racing.
Yeah.
So what are some of the main kind of aims in that regard?
Yeah, so obviously we have a really big problem here in Victoria of greyhounds. Our industry is self-regulated, and I think people really can sympathise with greyhounds because they've become such a popular pet. But in the racing industry, they basically have no legal protection, and it's causing some outrageous cruelty going on. The video you were talking about is actually an example of 3 greyhounds that were illegally sent to China by a Victorian trainer, and they're now breeding for an illegal greyhound racing ring there. Greyhound racing is not allowed in China.
But you said in the video, is it true, did they get sent over under the guise of, they're going to be pets?
They were sent over as pets, correct,
right.
and now they're being used in an illegal ring there. So all I want, because my brand of politics as well, is, I'm pragmatic. I know I'm not going to solve all of these problems overnight. I want an inquiry into the industry. We need to find out all of these problems that are going on and come up with solutions, and I'm really trying to work with the government on that one, along with a range of other animal protection issues over the next 4 years.
Well, Georgie, thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Thanks for having me.
No, as you can hear, like I said earlier,
Bella's been fangirling so hard.
I feel like I'm fangirling over you now.
But yeah, if you want to follow what Georgie's doing, the great work that she's doing and all that she's about, I cannot recommend enough following Georgie Purcell on all socials. You post some fantastic TikTok videos as well on there. It goes off. Yeah, absolutely. Georgie, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.